because we're going to go over the first half of the year in regards to what books I read. So, to start off in January, we're just gonna jump right into it if that wasn't obvious. To start off in January, I only read 2 books in January. One was an audiobook, and one was a physical book. We got 373 pages read in 11.35 hours listened. So the audiobook was The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. And the physical book was A Fragile Enchantment by Alison Saft. My favorite of this month was by far The Rom-Commers. I really, really like most of Catherine Center's work. The Rom-Commers is definitely a favorite. It's definitely up there. I'm pretty sure it got 5 stars, if not like 4 point something. Oh my goodness, I'm yawning. I'm putting myself to sleep and we're still in January. Okay. The second book, Fragile Enchantment, that only got, I think, 3 stars from me. It was so boring. But I mean, it wasn't so boring, like not 1 or 2 star boring, but like it wasn't bad by any means, but it was just, it felt so slow, it dragged on, and it just wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I swear, the animals all want to gather around me or eat or drink anytime I start recording. So if you can hear any background noise, I sincerely apologize. But we're gonna move on. I believe it was February that I did not read anything in. So we're skipping to March here, which again, it was just 2 books read. Goodness, I'm yawning again. Are we for real? And it was 2 physical books this time with a combined 716 pages between them. So, Gregor and the Code of Claw is the 5th book in the Underland Chronicles by Suzanne Collins. I reread the first 4 in 2024. I was buddy reading with my friend, and we had finally gotten to reading the 5th one, so I ended up reading it in March of this year. But that was a 5-star, obviously. That is my favorite series from when I was a kid. Next book I read was Dungeons and Drama, which was a pretty good book too. It's a YA. It was cute. It had good, like, found family and just, like, family dynamics in it, from what I can remember. But yeah, those 2 books. It may have only been 2 books read, but they were good books. Moving on to April. Let's see. So there were 10 books total. 7 of them were audiobooks, totaling to 73.65 hours. 2 were physical books, and 1 was an ebook. With all of those totaling to 1,889 pages between the 3. So let's see what we had. Okay, Shallow River by H.D. Carlton. Definitely check the trigger warnings on that one. Warrior Fae, that's a 5th in a series. Really good. Really good, but I was getting burnt out on the world despite loving it. So it took me so long to finish that compared to the other ones. But it was very good. Everyone is Beautiful by Catherine Center. It's not quite as good as some of her other ones. I was kind of like making my way through her backlog. So this and least one other one by her is gonna be on here. I like her writing, but I really like her romances, and this one wasn't quite focused on that, and not all of them are, and that's fine. That's fine. Still good, but not as good as when she includes her romance in there, you know? Christina Lauren, The Soulmate Equation. I ate this up. I ate this up. This was one of my audiobooks. I was like addicted to it. I would have read this. This would have been a killer paperback, okay? I need to read more Christina Lauren because I love their writing. Those two do great. Okay, so another audio. This is by Allie Hazelwood. It's a 2 Can Play. This was my introduction to Allie Hazelwood, and I really liked it, actually. From what I can remember, I definitely cannot tell you like super. I can't tell you details about it at all. It's been too long. Whoops, foot sliding off the chair. Yeah, I can't tell you details anymore. I can remember like being in the car, listening to it, and really liking it though. I think it got 4 or 5 stars, definitely somewhere around there. Oh, I forgot to say, Shallow River and Everyone is Beautiful were also audiobooks. Warrior Fae was the ebook that's on Kindle Unlimited. When the Moon Hatched, I read as a physical book. My friend Paige gifted me it. We did a little like physical book exchange. I got When the Moon Hatched from her because she knew I wanted it. And it was really good. I gave it 5 stars. I loved the world building in it. I really, really loved it. I need to check up on when the second one is coming out because I know there's a second one. I can't remember when it's supposed to be out. But yeah, if you like fantasy and world building, if you liked the world building in Crescent City, I would say you should read When the Moon Hatched. It's not as, I wouldn't say it's as deep as Crescent City, and it definitely has its own twist. I'm not saying they're similar, like Crescent City is urban fantasy, When the Moon Hatched is not urban fantasy. But yeah, I loved When the Moon Hatched. If you like fantasy, you like world building, pick up When the Moon Hatched. But if you're one of those people who get all easily confused and you get mad because your brain won't understand, avoid it. But it's really good. Oh, here it is, The Bright Side of Disaster, Catherine Cinder. Another audiobook. Just another book I pulled from her backlog. Like, not bad, but not fantastic. Like her newer books. So, Shadow and Bone. Okay, so the Underland Chronicles that I was reading with a friend. Well, after that, we moved on to the Shadow and Bone trilogy because it's that friend's. Her name is Nicole. I don't know why I'm not saying her name. Nicole loves Shadow and Bone and Six Up Crows. So she reread it as I read it for the first time with her. And I actually really liked it. When I read the synopses before I really knew anything or like knew that it's her favorite or whatever, just from them being popular, I figured I would like Shadow and Bone more than Six of Crows, just based off of like reading about them. But to know if I was right about that or not, you will have to stick around on the channel and wait for the wrap up, because I'm actually reading Crooked Kingdom at the around the time of recording this. I've been listening to it as an audiobook, so. But yeah, Shadow and Bone, very good. Really liked that trilogy. We'll see the other two books in here eventually somewhere. Probably the next month. Okay, Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. My actual, full-length novel by her. I listened to it as an audiobook. I think I gave it about 3 stars. I'm part of those people that are all controversial with this book because it talked about king and all that, and it was barely in the book at all. The consent part of it was good from what I can remember, but it was hardly in the book. People were making that such a big deal, it felt like, and then it was maybe 2 pages, mentioned twice or something. It was not in it much. See, oh yeah, her friend Ben, so annoying and focused on way too much. So that I'm not really sure what made me pick up Deep End before Love Theoretically or anything. Got a break. Okay, weirdos. Sorry, I am back. Of course, there wasn't really a break for you, but there was for me, so where was I? I know we were talking about Deep End. Sorry, I have an elderly dog who cannot, hold his bladder, and I could tell he needed to go out, so I had to take him out immediately. I was talking about Ali Hazelwood. I have no idea why I decided on Deep End before Love Theoretically or something, which I have a physical copy of. I think it was because I had an Audible credit and I saw Deep End pop up. But anyway, I'm done talking about that book because I really did not like it enough to talk about it for this long. So, I believe there's one more book. Yes, Credence by Penelope Douglas. Because it was on Audible and so many people talked about it that I finally was like, okay, I'm listening to this. I have to know. I think this also got 3 stars like Deep End did for me. I honestly can't remember enough about it to properly explain my feelings on it. I just remember I gave it 3 stars. It was an audiobook. And I remember overall enjoying the experience of listening to it. But I do remember that they were the men were related or something, and I was just like, huh? What are we doing? But past that, I have no details. I don't know. You'll have to go look it up if you haven't heard about it and you're curious, but whatever. We're gonna move on to May. And in May, it looks like I read 9 books, 5 audiobooks for 55.87 hours, 3 physical books, and 1 ebook, totaling to 1,499 pages. Oh my goodness, I can't stop yawning. It's a big deal. It's only 9:30 at night. I'm recording this. Okay, to be fair, I normally go to bed at 10 or so. 10 or as you can see, it's like a plus-size female main character. And I'm scared to say it because I don't want to be wrong about which book it is. But I do remember, like, I gave this 5 stars. I loved it. Like, it was great. If you've got Audible, it's on there. Go listen to it. Okay, another audiobook, and I think, yes. Okay, Filthy Rich Vampire is the first book, and then Filthy Rich Vampire Second Right is the second book. It's by Geneva Lee Albin. These were good. They were not amazing, but they were pretty good. Very bingeable, especially as audiobooks. So there's 4 books total, so I put all of these books in order in which I read them. So the 4 books are a little split up, but you'll see them here in a second. So Siege and Storm, which is the second book to Shadow and Bone. Shadow and Bone. Siege and Storm. I think Siege and Storm is my favorite of the trilogy, from what I can remember. Sunrise on the Reaping was freaking amazing. I love Suzanne Collins. You cannot convince me to not love Suzanne Collins. No one will ever be able to do that. I love her. Her writing is addictive. It's amazing. I wish she would write more. But I understand it takes time to be that perfect, you know? I'm pretty excited to see what they do with the movie, too. Let's see. I think next, yes. Okay, and then here is book 3 and 4 for Filthy Rich Vampire, 3 Queens, and For Eternity. Again, the series very bingeable, especially as audiobooks. If you like vampires and you want something bingeable, and you want some romance, but you want some fighting, and you want like a good amount of world building, but like it's digestible. It's not overwhelming for people who have issues with that. I would recommend the series. I really would. Let's see. Okay, Barbarians Redemption. This is Ice Planet Barbarians number 12, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's number 12. If you haven't heard of Ice Planet Barbarians, do you live under a rock? I don't know. I just slowly read these like in between other reads when I want something familiar and easy, and I know I'll like it. So I just ease my way through these books. I couldn't even tell you which couple is in this. I don't know. I tend to enjoy these like almost no matter what. I don't think. I'm not sure if one has even been rated 3 stars for me. I think they've all been, I don't know, at least 3.5 and 4 and 5, you know. I think there's one more. Yes, Ruin and Rising. Again, Shadow and Bone series trilogy. It's the 3rd and final book. I really loved that series. It was very good. I'm glad Nicole finally got me to pick it up. Oh my gosh, my cats are playing now. Of course they are. Let's see. We should have June. June has 2 audiobooks for a total of 20.22 hours. 22. I listened to Anne of Green Gables. Just because I was in the mood. I think I was thinking about the show Anne with an E. I believe I was like talking to my sister about it because we both really liked the show. And it got canceled, FYI, for anyone who like isn't in the know about Anne with an E. And it made me want to go check out the book because I'd never actually read it. And it was included in the Audible catalog, and it was narrated by Rachel McAdams. So I was like, you know what? Heck yeah. Anne of Green Gables. And it was very good. I really liked it. But there were some parts that I was like, man, I'm ready to be done with this book. But also, it was so good at the same time. If you don't know that feeling, I envy you, because sometimes I get like that and I don't know why. It's like I'm eager to be done, even though I'm enjoying it. But anyway, the next one was The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren, which is the second one in the DNA duo to the soulmate equation. I also really loved this one. I think I liked the first one better, but I also really liked this one. So, if you haven't read Soulmate Equation and the True Love Experiment, and you like romance books, pick them up. So good. And this is coming from someone who honestly prefers. This is coming from someone who honestly prefers something not set in the real world. But I'm also like a nerd, so I appreciate the slight more sciencey feel to it, which is why I want to pick up some of Allie Hazelwood's other books, and why I was initially confused on why I read Deep End first. But I'm definitely I'm pretty sure that it was just because it was on Audible and I had read it and I saw it pop up. But okay, anyways, we're gonna move on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you were listening. I guess I don't entirely care if you were watching, but I hope you were listening. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed hearing me ramble. And I hope you'll come back for more. And hopefully you'll join me for future wrap-ups, because I plan